The government spent $100 million to build him into the ultimate super soldier. After 40 years of combat, they executed him. Then a new wave of gene-modified soldiers arrived, so the military quietly erased the old guard. These veterans had won countless battles, but now they were just inconvenient witnesses. The brass faked their deaths as training accidents and dumped the bodies in a space garbage hauler. Todd woke up surrounded by industrial wreckage, barely alive, drifting through the cargo hold. He tried to climb out, but slipped, and the entire load of trash ejected onto a barren red planet. For the first time in his life, Todd felt anger cross his face. He was designed to kill and obey, nothing else raised under a program called Project Adam. The military took infants from civilian families and began conditioning them immediately. At age 5, they forced the children to watch predators fight to the death. By 12, the training turned brutal, with kids running until their legs gave out. Any child who fell behind disappeared immediately, executed in front of the others. They were taught zero empathy, zero hesitation, only how to follow orders and kill. Even if the target was an unarmed hostage, they pulled the trigger without flinching. The survivors had no names, only a number branded on their face when they passed final testing. They weren't soldiers anymore, they were weapons with a pulse. And it worked. For decades they dominated every battlefield they touched. They fought from Earth to deep space, leaving nothing but scorched ground behind them. Every mission sent them in first, and their willingness to die made the impossible routine. Their only reward was another scar, another tattoo marking another victory no one remembered. Todd became the top-ranked soldier in the entire program, earning the official title. Then a new officer arrived at the base with a squad of gene-modified replacements. They were younger, stronger, and built to make the old soldiers obsolete. The commander didn't argue, he just ordered a live test right there. The new soldiers crushed the vets in marksmanship, then destroyed them in the endurance run. One gene soldier started 20 minutes late and still crossed the finish line ahead of Todd. The officer suggested adding 2 more veterans to make it fair for the gene soldier. Even 3 against 1, the gene soldier won easily by isolating them one at a time. He kicked the exhausted Todd off a rope bridge, then launched the other 2 into the air. One veteran died on impact, the other got tangled in chains and went unconscious. Todd fought back with everything he had and managed to blind the soldier in one eye. The officer was furious that 3 old soldiers had damaged his expensive prototype. He shot the last surviving veteran and dumped all the bodies on a remote garbage planet. The planet had 3 suns, constant red dust storms, and looked completely dead. Todd grabbed a chain as a hurricane nearly ripped him off the ground. After the storm passed, he followed the chain and found a settlement built into the rocks. Todd's instinct was to scout first. He slipped inside without being seen. He moved through the shadows, staying low and silent. A gust of wind knocked him into the open, right in front of a group of kids. The adults panicked when they saw a soldier had landed near their camp. A heavy-set man checked the perimeter and confirmed there were no ships or backup troops. The settlement leader overruled the others and decided to let Todd stay. A woman named Sandra brought him water, nervous but determined to help. Todd walked into a family's quarters while they were playing, and the parents immediately tensed up. One of the kids gave Todd half of his own meal without hesitation. Todd later learned that everyone here was a war refugee, hiding from the same military he served. They'd lost their families to soldiers like him and escaped on garbage ships to survive. Todd remembered every person he'd killed without question, never thinking about who they left behind. He started helping with the crops, learning to build instead of destroy for the first time. He pulls Sandra out of the spinning grinder, and for the first time, someone actually thanks him. His face is still cold as ice, but people aren't scared anymore because they finally understand what he has been through. Their smiling faces trigger flashes of bloody kills in Todd's mind, and he is terrified he might hurt someone here. He runs from the hall and starts pounding on a metal drum, trying to beat down the violence inside him. He is drowning in memories of all the people he killed over the years. Old men, women, even children. In a daze, he sees someone rushing at him, and his training kicks in. He grabs them and slams them down hard. The gears are about to crush the heavy-set man, and his screams finally snap Todd out of it. But the real reason they kicked him out was a misunderstanding. The Mace family's kid got bit by a snake and lost his voice. Todd picked up a boot to show the boy how to kill snakes so he could protect himself, but the parents walked in at the wrong moment. They thought Todd was trying to hurt their kid, so everyone gathered in the hall again and voted to throw him out. Before he leaves, Todd takes one last look at the boy and the Mace family. He doesn't say a word, just turns and walks away into the wasteland. What he doesn't know is that a disaster big enough to wipe out the entire planet is headed their way. Jack's a second-generation officer who parachuted into his rank, and he desperately needs a win to prove himself. So he is using this trash planet as a training ground for his gene soldiers, and he doesn't care if anyone lives here. To him, these people are just missing persons already erased from the file's perfect target practice. Mace realizes he was wrong about Todd, and filled with guilt, he fights through the sandstorm to find him at the end of the chain. Suddenly, a massive warship roars overhead, its shadow promising nothing but destruction. Mace starts to wave for help, but Todd grabs his arm and stops him, then speaks his first words out loud. The hatch drops and a heavy armored vehicle rolls out. Then the Gene soldiers step out one by one. They form perfect ranks and march straight toward the settlement, where everyone's already panicking. No one knows if this ship brings rescue or death, and Todd and Mace are running full speed along the cable back to camp. But the armored car catches up, and the driver is the same soldier Todd blinded in one eye years ago. He doesn't care who is running ahead of him because his orders are simple: kill everyone in sight. Another shell hits dead on and blows Mace's leg clean off. Todd drags him into the flames where the heat signature hides them from the vehicle's thermal scanner. Mace knows he is dying, and with his last breath he begs Todd to protect his wife and son. Todd takes the dying man's words as an order, but deep down he has already made the choice himself. The settlement leader climbs the wall and demands to know what they want, but a rocket hits the wall and answers for them. The settlers grab their weapons and fight back, but hunting rifles against military Gene soldiers is a joke. They're crushed in seconds and have to run for their lives. 3 Gene soldiers chase them into camp and start executing survivors one by one, only 3, because the one-eyed commander thinks that is all it takes. That arrogance is exactly what Todd was counting on. He drops from above and kills one with just a knife. Yeah, they're strong, but that doesn't mean they can't die. In fact, because they've never seen real combat, Todd cuts through them like paper. The last soldier panics after watching 2 teammates die and just unloads his Gatling gun in every direction. When the ammo runs out, he stands there like an idiot, reloading in the open, and Todd fires a rocket that ends him. 3 dead soldiers set off alarms, and Jack's second-in-command suggests they just carpet bomb the whole area and call it done. Jack agrees immediately, but Todd's not about to give him the chance. After 40 years as a soldier, Todd knows every move they're going to make before they make it. He sets up an ambush on the route the armored column has to take and starts picking them off from distance. 2 more Gene soldiers drop before they even know what hit them. Jack, the incompetent officer, orders his elite troops to spread out and search, so the soldiers jump off the vehicles and split up. They move into a maze of twisted scrap metal, not realizing the moment they stepped inside their fates were sealed. One soldier pokes his head out, and Todd grabs his rifle barrel and yanks him off the ledge into a pit of snakes. The snakes go crazy and tear into him, his screams echoing through the night loud enough to shake even the fearless Gene soldiers. 3 soldiers wade into the flooded area to search, but the second they split up, Todd takes one down. The other 2 panic and grab flamethrowers. They blast the water surface, trying to burn Todd out of hiding. 2.5 minutes of fire, nothing. They figured Todd was long gone. Then he burst out of the water and riddled both of them with bullets. But that gave away his spot. The rest swarmed in straight into a bigger trap. As they searched around, gunfire ripped in from behind and dropped 2 more. The others rushed toward where the shots were coming from. After losing several men, they realized Todd had positioned their own dead teammate as a decoy shooter. A huge blast knocked them senseless as their squad fell one by one. They never even got close to him. These fearless soldiers were too scared to move. But Todd was just getting started. He climbed onto the armored truck, took out 2 gunners, and yanked the hatch open. Meanwhile, the settlement was getting hammered, explosions going off everywhere. Civilians who couldn't run fell under the fire, screams ringing out across the whole area. Cyclops fired shell after shell and ordered Tank 1 to back him up, but he missed something. Tank 1 was barreling right at him, and 2 soldiers who couldn't dodge got flattened. The 2 tanks slammed together and blew up. That wiped out the Gene soldiers for good. Jack couldn't accept losing and snapped. If he couldn't win head-on, he'd obliterate the whole planet, not knowing that rage would be the death of him. Meanwhile, Cyclops survived the blast and injected himself with combat stimulants. He downed a whole bottle of pills, found Todd, and forced their fight to the finish. On raw strength, the Gene soldier clearly beat Iceman. After just a few hits, Todd was on the back foot the whole time in a fight to the death. Cyclops held nothing back, but Todd's will kept getting him back on his feet. Turns out it was a fake-out Cyclops. Still fuming, tried to counter. Todd hammered his wound, snapped his arm, and dropped a hammer fist on him. It sent him flying. Finished the job. That was Todd's first lesson. No mercy for enemies. The vets started the nuke countdown, then spotted a few surviving civilians, and Todd beside them. As the captain they respected most, one look made them obey. The captain went to protest and got shot as he ordered the pilot to flee. A vet grabbed him and dragged him over to Todd. Only then did he realize who he'd been fighting. Jack panicked. The cocky, arrogant guy was so scared he wet his pants. They'd reap what they sowed. 14 seconds to detonation. And this idiot couldn't recall. Remember the password he set himself. Then came the planet-ending blast. Todd flew the ship out into space and set a brand new course. Watching the ship disappear into the distance, Todd and his family began their new life.